Okay, so last time we did this, it was kind of, you hadn't seen the play before. I kind of gave you some basic direction, information about what was going on. So this time we're going to try something else to help you get into the character a bit more, feel a bit more involved with the character. So we're going to use emotional memory, which is a technique that Stanislavski came up with. I don't know if you're aware of it. Have you heard of it?
Vaguely.
Yeah, vaguely. So basically it's the idea of using your own memories, bringing them into your performance, and it kind of means that even if you can't relate directly to the situation, you can bring out similar emotions that are needed in the performance. Okay. So in this monologue, she's having a bit of a laugh, having a bit of a mockery. So the first time you did it, I don't think there was that much kind of mocking, and also because these two characters end up together, she's probably kind of hinting. She's hinting like, by the way, this is what I want when someone proposes to me, I don't want this. So can you think back to a time where maybe you've been trying to show off to someone, maybe putting a bit of a mocking out at someone else so that you can kind of get a laugh about it?
Yeah, well, I suppose it's kind of like, well, you know, boys in the past.
Yeah.
Really, if you sort of are trying to show, like, I've had friends in the past that you kind of want to be interested, you show off.
Yeah,
to them
totally.
a bit, talk about, you know, the boys that you've been rejecting, like you're so, you know, in demand.
Exactly.
And you.
Yes, perf. So maybe try and like bring that out a bit more in this performance.
Those awkward moments.
If you want, exactly. If you want to like take a minute to kind of put yourself in that place, imagine you're kind of mocking at someone else when there's someone you like on the scene. Maybe just slow it down a bit more this time, a bit more upbeat. That would be great. Do you want to have just a little think?
Yeah, we'll have a think about it.
So have you kind of got a specific time in your head, do you think?
Yeah, well, I'm kind of thinking of this time where there was this boy, really, who was a bit older.
Oh, right,
and I was really quite after.
Where was he from?
He was just from school, yeah. He was like sort of 17, it seemed very exciting.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
And there was a boy who was quite like a couple of years younger.
Oh, yeah.
And he was a bit strange, and I think I'd spoken to him sort of once in a lunch queue, just being nice.
Yeah.
And kind of Valentine's Day came up to me with a card.
Oh no, yeah, so bless him.
Really, bless him, but it was really awkward and terrible, and I didn't know what to do.
Yeah. So
he didn't really get the message.
Oh, yeah.
And just sort of hung around, really.
So were you kind of using that to this other guy you liked?
Yeah, I kind of told the other guy in a sort of thinking, oh, how hilarious, trying to make him laugh, really.
Yeah.
And also just to try and, you know, show him that other boys are interested if he wants to make his move anytime soon.
Okay, well, that sounds perfect. So if you just kind of have that on your mind, just think back to how you're acting then and try and put that in the performance.
Right. Okay. Well, Tommy has proposed to me again. Tommy really does nothing but propose to me. He proposed to me last night in the music room when I was quite unprotected, as there was an elaborate trio going on. I didn't dare to make the smallest repartee, I need hardly tell you. If I had, it would have been stopping the music at once. Musical people are so absurdly unreasonable. They always want one to be perfectly dumb at the very moment when one is longing to be absolutely deaf. Then he proposed to me in broad daylight this morning in front of that dreadful statue of Achilles. Really, the things that go on in front of that work of art are quite appalling. The police should interfere. At luncheon, I saw by the glare in his eye that he was going to propose again, and I just managed to check him in time. I am very fond of Tommy, but his methods of proposing are quite out of date.
Nice, that was much better.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, so as you can probably tell, the main feelings here are kind of guilt, regret. So is there anything you can draw back upon using emotional memory again, any time you kind of felt quite guilty, or in hindsight you felt quite bad about something?
I can think of one example. Sort of about a year ago, I was out for lunch with some friends, and another friend of mine who didn't know these friends I was with, just a friend from home basically, was out in Manchester. It was kind of late afternoon and she was lost, and I hadn't seen these friends I was having a meal with for a long time, and she was sort of texting me being like, can you please come and find me? I'm lost, I don't know where I'm going, kind of thing. And my responses were kind of like, oh, just like ask someone, I'm busy, and eventually just turned my phone off, which was really just being quite selfish, just so I could enjoy time I was having with my friends. And then afterwards, when they'd all gone, I actually realised how selfish and stupid that was, and how I should have helped her.
Yeah,
because
definitely.
I mean, it was about 6 o'clock, it was going dark, she didn't know where she was, she wasn't familiar with the area, not as familiar as I was.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, when I realised nothing came of it, I mean, she found her way back, but when I realised what the consequences could have been, it was quite sinister. I felt quite guilty about that, I'd say.
Okay, yeah. No, that sounds good. So it's obviously like on a smaller scale of what's going on here, but still, you know, it's the same feeling,
Same
that
kind of and worry.
regret, and then it actually turns from being kind of quite careless into suddenly being quite concerned about things. Okay, so if you kind of play with that in your mind, help to put yourself a bit more in the situation.
Alright.
Just have a little think about that.
Okay. He was a boy. Just a boy. When I was a very, very young girl, when I was 16, I made the discovery. Love. All at once, much, much too completely. It was like you suddenly turned a blinding light on something that had always been half in shadow. That's how it struck the world for me. But I was unlucky, deluded. There was something different about the boy. A nervousness, a softness and tenderness which wasn't like a man's, although he wasn't the least bit effeminate looking. Still, that thing was there. He came to me for help. I didn't know that. I didn't find out anything till after our marriage. When we'd run away and come back, and all I knew was I'd failed him in some mysterious way and wasn't able to give him the help he needed, but couldn't speak of.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thanks.